Welcome to the game that's already in progress. It's the final of the BC Seniors Championship from the Langley Curling Center in Langley, British Columbia. I'm Gary Brooker from Kelowna, along with my color man, Steve Wright from Kelowna. Steve, you're the bronze medal champion from this event.
Yes, Gary, we came up short this morning, losing out in the semifinal. So we were awarded our bronze medals for this year. What we've got going now are two of the best teams this week, battling it out for the provincial championship. Team Craig, West Craig from the island, and Team Koyanagi from Royal City Curling Club.
We're just underway in the first end of play, 8 ends today, and you can see it's already getting messy.
It is. They are not wasting any time. Little rule change this year, 30 minutes thinking time with 2 one-minute timeouts. Teams cannot dawdle. That's this game should move along nicely. We see that we've got the ladies on sheet 5. Team Gushalak from Royal City again, and Team Cowan from, I believe that they are from the same area. The bronze medal went to Team Marianne Arsenault from the Okanagan this morning.
That was an extra end game between Cowan and Marianne Arsenault this morning.
Yeah, right down to last rock. Very, very tight game.
Cowan stole in the 8th end and then stole in the extra.
Yeah, nothing is safe with that 5-rock rule. We are not playing the no-tick rule that has been adopted by some of the major curling federation.
So that was the final stone, I believe, for West Craig's second.
Keith Clark.
Team Koyanagi. Koyanagi is skipping or calling that game, but final stones on that team being thrown by Brent Pierce.
World champion, year 2000. Brent Pierce, last year's provincial senior runner-up. These same 2 teams played in the final last year.
They're no stranger to each other, that's for sure. Have they played in this competition yet?
Did they?
I don't think they met.
No.
This is their first game.
Yeah.
You did happen to play Koyanagi, Brent Pierce,
we played
2 times.
Yep, we did. We won the first match and came up short in the second. The one that would have taken us
right to this game.
Right to this game. So. I see the ladies are mixing it up on the sheet next door as well. It's going to be some exciting action today.
Again, coming to you live from the Langley Curling Center. It's been a fantastic week. The ice has been really great this week, Steve.
Just awesome. Nick Meister is the ice maker here. There's something to be said for taking pride in what you are doing, and he has taken just an incredible amount of pride in the ice, and it shows. The surface is great. There's been absolutely no complaints. Players are ecstatic with what the surface that they've been given. So
it's great sliding surface, that's for sure. We enjoyed it all week. Pretty predictable in terms of you keep your weight where you want it. It's gonna curl if you start them at all. If you throw a soft handle or you get them inside, they're going.
Yeah, it's gone.
We'll see lots of action on these rocks today.
And speed of the ice starting out the start of the game about 14.5 seconds hog to hog, working its way up to just over 15 seconds, and then later on in the game coming back down just a little bit.
Which really brings the sweepers into the game, and today we probably have 4 of arguably the best sweepers in seniors curling.
Yes, and I'd heard that West Craig's front end's nickname is the Behemoths. And of course, Darren Fenton and Brian Mickey are not going to be left out of that conversation. These guys are excellent with the brush, excellent judge of weight.
With the directional sweeping, too, that's come into play in the last few years, you can really tell what a difference it makes in this game. You can move a rock, you can hold it a little straighter if you have to, and especially on this ice surface, it can make a big world of difference.
Yeah, it can be a difference between a half shot and a full shot, which a lot of times at this level, that is the difference in the game. There's a good example of it right there.
Just held it straight.
Just held that thing on. Just held it on a rope.
Maybe a little too straight. Rolls beyond where he wanted to be, overswept a bit.
And who is yellow shot rock down there?
Trying to get an overhead camera shot here. Our producer Lindsay is running over.
Yeah. We are just
yellowish shot.
Yellowish shot.
Koyanagi throwing his first rock, and this the first end.
Drawing down to lie 2 and no double.
And Wes Craig with the hammer.
Trying to set up a force here.
And in this final game, I don't think the hammer had to be determined, if I'm correct. It was because of his ranking as the qualifier out of A, Wes Craig was given. Is that right, Lindsay? Or what did they draw? Oh, sorry, Koyanagi has hammer. We started late, so this is Wes's last rock, is that right? Right. It's Wes Craig's first rock. Pearson and Koyanagi do have the hammer. Trying to get some big roll here.
Nose hit or a little roll to the outside would make his deuce a little bit little easier, taking away the cross-house double.
Again, Koyanagi holding the broom and Brent Pierce throwing the last rocks. Fenton and Mickey just cleaning it. Now he's working it a little bit to get it there and holding it straight. Just about what he wanted.
It's pretty good.
Wes Craig, no stranger to this event.
I believe Wes is a 6-time seniors champion for BC. He's the reigning Masters champion from last year, and that's 60 and over. Basically, if there's a championship, Wes has won it.
Call him a veteran. Trying to get the roll, not far enough.
So nose hit for 2.
This camera angle, we're also afforded being able to comment on what's going on sheet 5. Gushalak versus Cowan.
Looks like Cowan came to play.
Sitting 3 at this point and throwing for a 4th. Throwing the guard.
Don't believe that was the call, but it's not the end of the world. Still lying 3.
There's the prime example of if you get it going or you're a little light, it's going to curl.
Yeah, look at how much that overcurled. They were trying to go around that red rock. Brent Pierce delivering his
final stone of the first end. Sweeper's just brushing lightly. Fenton will go to work to make it curl a little bit, and it looks like he's got it.
Looks like
So Koyanagi, 2, first end is up on Craig as we head to the second. Steve, are you surprised at all by getting right into it? We've seen both these teams play a little bit more conservatively in some of their games this week in terms of the early ends of play. They seem to go right after each other right there.
I was just thinking that there might be an end or two of just feeling it out, saving some time, and that did not happen right after each other. So I think we're going to see eight incredible ends here. We are in for a treat.
Both teams like to play with a lot of rocks in play. Yeah. They like to give themselves a chance at a big end.
Yeah, they're not afraid.
Both these teams destroyed some of their opponents this week, because if you give up a big end to these guys and you have to try to fight your way back, you're going to give up another big end very easily.
Yeah, Wes is not afraid to throw a guard when he is up by 2 or 3 points. He's coming to the forefoot, guaranteed.
Asking his lead,
Craig Burton,
the guy they called Dog.
Yeah.
You'll probably hear Wes Craig yell hard dog more than once this game.
And we mentioned the sweeping already, but just take note. It is, these guys are able to save rocks, make rocks. Wes is playing next week in the Club Challenge, the BC Club Challenge in Abbotsford, that Gary and I are fortunate enough to be playing in as well. Wes's comment to me today during our game was, I'm going to have to throw my draws heavier because I don't have these behemoths sweeping for me in Abbotsford.
They can drag a rock a long way. Some of those rocks this morning in our bronze medal game, we were getting a time on them, wondering how they were going to get them there, but they got them there.
Again, just an absolutely beautiful surface to curl on. Couldn't ask for any better.
What's he doing here, Steve? Wes Craig asking his lead on the second stone. Is he going to hit this one?
He is going to bring the weight down. So definitely wants to stick around. And ideally, he's going to roll towards his corner.
That one's curling right away, it looks like.
And this looks...
Weight down on the weight.
A little quiet.
That'll stick around at the back of the rings.
That's not a useless rock at all. That's...
So why do you say it's not useless? Steve, you got 2 yellows in the rings, and the average club curler is going, why is that a good thing?
Their rock positioning does not help Koyanagi. They're not in a position to steal. Wes is in a position to hit and roll or draw behind his corner to set up his deuce. This he's almost forcing Koyanagi to throw a center guard in order to have something to come around.
And that's what we see right here. So you're going to bring it right in. He does bring it right in the rings. Sitting 3 now. Wes Craig asking his second, Keith Clark, to get rid of this.
And ideally roll under cover.
Is he looking for the double here as well?
I think the roll is paramount.
Koyanagi asking his second. Neil Fenton just to hit and stick right there. Got his little center guard.
Now this is Wes's game. It's a race to the 4-foot. How do you get there? You can draw, you can hit and roll.
We've seen that all week long from Wes Craig. He loves to get 6 rocks in the 4-foot. And he's okay with it if half of them aren't his own, because he's going to leave himself a shot on the last one to get 3 or 4.
Yep, he understands angles. He's putting himself in a position where this needs to sit. It's not bad. It looks like he's got shot right. He's going to force Pierce to make a decision here.
Sure, if these guys were mic'd up, you would have heard Pierce talking to that rock. He likes to do that.
We did hear a bit of that.
Yeah, you would stand down
this week
in those 2 games you played him. He definitely was right in your ear at times, giving the rock's direction.
Yep.
He's an intense player. Koyanagi trying to draw around. Again, he's throwing third stones, skipping the house.
Just slips to the back button.
Mostly buried, it would appear. Partially open. I think Wes is looking at possible board weight, bump and roll towards the other 2 at the back of the rings.
And if it does curl up a bit more than expected, he can hit and roll behind the corner to lie second and third shot. The weight choice is paramount here. That he needs enough weight to be able to.
Already calling hard line.
To make the roll.
Is he by? It's not by, but he's going to end up staying in the rings, I believe, here.
Look at this.
So we've got some decisions for Brent Pierce and Koyanagi. Sitting 1, but second and third stones belonging, it would appear, to Wes Craig. Looks like he's going to play on these ones.
Yeah, and nose hit will lie 2. It will also allow Wes Craig to hit and roll back to that area.
Maybe even make a double at that point.
Whoa! Please! Yeah! Yeah! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
And all of a sudden,
Now it's there.
Koyanagi lying 2. Heard Wes Craig say throw Peel if you're going to make this double. He's asking Norm Cote.
The weight requested being Peel is because of the flatness of this double. He has to hit so much of the object rock that it's going to come off a little bit soft.
Pretty thin.
He's close. Sit right there.
Does not get the double, but he certainly gets a pretty good roll.
There is nothing wrong with that shot.
Probably exposed a bit on the outturn side. They're just talking about playing around it with soft weight. We'll take another look at this one to see who is for sure sitting third shot. Without the overhead cameras, we're at the mercy of producer Lindsay going to check the overhead camera for us.
what's happening over on the ladies' game.
Just taking a peek at that, because the last we looked in, we saw Cowan sitting 3 and drawing around for 4, but they ended up getting 1 in that first end against Gushalak in that ladies' final. Again, the winner of both these games not only finish as the first in the province in seniors curling, but they head off to the nationals. To be held, Canadians are held in Vernon this year.
Yep. Up in the sunny Okanagan. So Brent Pierce has chosen not to remove this rock, but to play a freeze or a freeze tap on the intern side.
Watch these guys work this final few feet of this stone. Trying to get a curl. Does curl up. Almost perfect. Can they get to this from the outturn side?
That is questionable with any weight.
It is a longer guard, halfway to the hog line.
The result would be exceptional. Wes thinks he can, so here we go.
Would he be throwing enough weight here with the hope of even getting across the face onto that other yellow one? Oh, looks like he's changing his mind.
I think it's over buried from the outturn side.
Yeah, he indeed is changing his mind. Looks like he's just going to come down and freeze to it.
Yeah, same sort of shot, the freeze tap. Maybe unlock it just a hair.
Again, when the ice surface is as good as it is right now, Wes will just be trying to throw this one out there and let the sweepers take it to where it needs to go.
Let Bird Dog put it where they need it. Looks like a little tighter line.
They were on it right away. Now they're holding it.
Should be shot stone.
Looks like it is shot stone, and it also no time wasted here. Pierce and Koyanagi deciding right away that I'm sure they're going to go right down to it again.
Yep. Just a 1-inch tap. Stay on the red, so there's no yellow double.
Now, what's more important in this shot? You think are they playing to lay 2 or playing to lock that on there so they can't get it out?
I think they're playing to get shot rock here. It would be a very difficult deuce. I guess it's just with the ice curling so much. If they came down on the intern side, they would have to go almost off the sheet to get to the edge of the 4 on the intern side.
Brent Pierce's last rock of the second end, leading Wes Craig at this point 2-0. Now they're going hard. Gotta be shot, he says. They might have waited too long on this.
Yeah. They lost it.
Again, you see the amount of curl as the weight comes off it. Quite incredible.
Wes is trying to see if he has a shot for 3 here.
Looks like he believes he does with down weight. If he catches, what do you think, a third to a half of that?
Yeah.
Third rock on the top yellow one.
It's going to throw enough weight to move 4 stones, but I think that rock is 3/4 exposed, so it doesn't have to scare the guard.
Keeping an eye on the ladies' game right now. Gushlak just got 2 in the second end. Now leads Cowan 2-1. Wes Craig's last rock of the second end. He's down 2-0. Now they're holding it. Looks like the weight is soft here. This could be trouble.
You made it. Get 3?
No, just 2, I believe. That's very close to me. A little bit more weight, he gets 3.
Just a hair more weight.
That was a really great shot. Again, Sweepers holding it on line.
These guys came to play. Great shot making. Tie it up 2-2 after 2.
Nobody is yelling boring at this point.
I haven't heard that.
You're watching the BC Seniors men's final. Curl BC are at the Langley Curling Center, Langley, British Columbia. Gary Brooker along with Steve Wright. Guess we could say we're both bronze medalists today.
Both. Gary Brooker, the second on Team Wright, the bronze medal presentation today.
And we get to play back-to-back weeks, partner.
Next week in Abbotsford.
Playing at BC Club Challenge to hang out with Lindsay and the crew again this week. Looking forward to it. 13 teams from across the province.
Yeah, seeing some old friends. It's going to be a super, super competitive event. Past champions will be in this event. Darren Fritz.
And as you mentioned, Wes Craig goes right from this event to
Wes Craig will be there, curling with his son and his Tuesday night or Monday night men's team from Kerry Park Curling Club in Victoria. Yeah, excellent fields, excellent ice surface. It's going to be another great week of curling to end the curling season. So if you got time, come on out, have a look, watch a game, have a beer.
BC Club Challenge also being streamed on Curl BC's YouTube channel during the week. Those who wanted to tune in, watch some more curling. BC Club Challenge Championship from Abbotsford. Find it through the links in the Curl BC page.
Main page under live scoring, I believe, is where you get to your regular updates.
2-2 playing in third end. Wes Craig versus Dean Koyanagi.
Yep.
And we've got 3 rocks in play, and all 3 rocks are in play.
Right out of the gate. How many people are watching us today, Lindsay?
Right now we are just over the 100 mark from across the province. Fans and friends tuning in.
Take a minute, leave us a comment in the comment section.
Let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah, let us know where you're at.
Say hello.
I'm sure there's a lot of old friends keeping track, seeing what's going on.
Now, when you say old,
well, we are seniors. we've been curling and for a long time, and made some great friends from this sport.
I had a number of people ask this week, what age do you have to be to curl in senior curling in this province? Across the country, actually.
And in Canadian curling, a senior is 50 years old and over.
And then master starts at
60. So
are you getting close there, big guy?
I am. July I'm a master.
No, many would argue you're already a master. Keith Clark being asked to come around. See Norm work this right at the end to try to finish this off and get right on top of that rock. You can see the big finish there again. You know, he was by that guard by what, 2 feet?
2 feet, yeah. So in the 10 feet, it curled two full feet to finish. Team Koyanagi having a little discussion about strategy here, how they want to proceed in this end with the hammer.
We found when we played them both games this week, they often will defer to both Brent Pierce and Brian
Mickey, yes.
Mickey on the front end when they get into some strategic discussions on what they're going to do next. Bring their front end into play. Neil Fenton being asked to run these.
That is over curling. I think it's safe to say we know where Wes is going. Bingo.
South turn draw around the outside. Hey, shout out to Heather Shorthill from Ladysmith, tuning in this afternoon, watching on the live stream from the YouTube channel for Curl BC. Leave a comment below, as we've asked. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Trying to wrap this around these guards. Again, watch this finish.
Look. Sit. Beautiful shot.
Is that a little deep?
I don't think you're going to, well, there you go. Never say never.
You didn't think he was going to go round?
I didn't think he was. I was expecting a double peel there, just with the shortening of the rings with those two red stones.
Sometimes I wonder if Wes Craig actually hopes that they go deep, just so he can mess it up.
If they put this on the face, the next red stone would be just shy of the tee line, in a great position. This is, this is quite a bit wider.
Looks like he's got a little extra weight by the looks of it too.
Look at this.
So just those few extra feet of weight, and look at the difference in the curl.
Where it ended up. This is going to be interesting because Wes is going to almost force him to peel the front if this shot is made correctly.
Asking third Norm Cote to come around here, try to get to the 4-foot. They're working it hard. They are working it.
He's on the front. Not the worst result.
So a little light, perhaps?
Just a hair, like 3 feet light, 4 feet light.
And therefore the extra early curl.
Yeah. Loses its line, and even the behemoths can't hold it.
Pierce and Koyanagi taking no time to decide that they need to open up this front, give them a little access to the 4-foot.
Yeah. First things first. Make sure you can score. At the same time, always keeping in mind that your object is to try and score 2 with the hammer. Double peel. Now Pierce is in a good position because unless Wes throws a center guard, they're going to be playing around a corner, and Wes is not going to play. He's not going to play around a corner. So center guard it is.
Now, is the depth on this one very important, or is he mostly just trying to take away the path?
Yeah, it's definitely a line shot. Halfway to tight. You don't want Pierce to be able to hit it and roll onto the rings, but the way those two red rocks are set up at the back, it's 2 shots to get rid of it.
This is really curling.
That is really going. Yeah, that rock is almost not even there.
So he does get a guard out of it, but there is definitely a hole, and you can see Pierce taking no time again to decide, let's go around. Let's go right to the face of it.
think so. I think it's there.
I don't know if you heard that. He sort of said, you know, can we get there without overcurling? Because once you get by the yellow guard, you have to play it closer to the yellow guard than the red probably to get on top of those ones in the forefoot.
You got to almost kiss that yellow guard to stay just a hair high side on the red in the house. And B shot still.
You see they're getting really close to the red. They are by it. But can they hold it long enough to remain shot rock? The answer's going to be, I don't know.
Oh, they're going to have a look.
I would say from Wes's indication, he's sitting one. The indication from the overhead camera is we're not sure. We're doing the best with what we got here, eh, Steve?
Wes is coming right in. So I'm thinking yellow might be shot. Just by Wes's shot selection.
You thinking that if he was shot, he might just guard things?
He might just force Koyanagi into opening the front again.
Not, you know, wouldn't be opposed. Wouldn't be against what Wes would normally do, is to try to put the pressure on, even try to sit two here. They're really working this one too. Can they get it there?
Out of the way, Wes. We can't see.
Oh, he moves it. Now they're definitely, I'm guessing, sitting two. That was a great shot.
That was an awesome shot.
Look how over curled that is on the guard, like over buried.
And Wes with the just the absolutely perfect weight, just T-line plus a couple of inches, little rub and roll, just a hair.
Wes Craig sitting two.
The old Chapin lie, as Arlen Beneski used to say.
And we see the first stone for Brent Pierce, throwing last stones for Team Koyanagi here in the third end, all tied up at two. You take a quick glance over at the ladies' final. Team Gushlak leading Team Cowan 2-1 in the third end. Draw coming up late there.
So yellow drawing to that side would lead me to believe that they were drawing to lie two.
I believe so, yeah.
With the hammer, Team Gushlak outturned freeze on the Cowan yellow rock at the back eight to eliminate the multiple points for Cowan.
Brent Pierce's first rock of the third end underway. Ryan Mickey saying lots of weight. Watch this finish now. Is he going to finish enough? Oh. It's probably just a little more weight than he was looking for.
Just a hair. I think if they would have got that by, it would have hit enough of the back red
to stay right
to
there.
stay and be partially under, which would just.
Wes Craig sitting two.
Sitting two and not going to make a mistake and chase a rock that does not need to be removed.
Just throwing the guard.
Block that hole.
Is there any thought pattern here? Is like, here's our chance. Let's go for it. Let's put another one in that forefoot and see what he does.
Yeah, he would. I think on a Tuesday night men's game, you might try and come down. I think anything near the forefoot, if it's a a little bit deep or a little bit over curled would actually give Brent a shot.
Wow.
Look at that. Now he's got the button.
Just let him off the hook.
Maybe. Still got to get a draw through that hole.
Could almost throw the same weight.
Yeah, he can throw any weight he likes here now. I think he could throw a hit on this and still be fine for his one.
That is a guard that Wes Craig would want back.
He would. And he took out into the edge of the 8-foot. So that's 4 feet to the center line plus another foot. If that would have got to the tee line, that would have been edge of 4. So that's 6 feet of curl.
As they say, the perfect guard may be the hardest shot in curling.
Yeah. So he is going to try and keep the rock a little bit straighter.
Looks like he's probably playing maybe even control weight here.
He could.
It's not a lot of ice.
I think I saw Dean
Hack.
tap his hip, but you know, Brent will be close. I believe I just heard hack. Did you
I
catch
thought
that?
I heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's definitely going to be curling down there. So
They're on it right away.
well, there's one for the sweepers that had no business getting by. Wow,
They must have been tight out of his hand.
what a shot!
And certainly curled right out of his hand.
That was coast to coast.
They're looking just to make sure who's counting. It looks like they're actually going to, might be looking at a measure. Not removed all the rocks yet. Now they have some discussion going on, and who got what? Now there's a prime example of most club teams would not have made that shot with their sweeping.
Yes, yeah. You wouldn't get by when on a surface like this, when that starts going. That was Brent put it in the neighborhood. His sweepers made the shot.
Team Koyanagi with one in the third end, when it looked like Wes Craig may be in for a steal of 2.
Up one, and we're going to see a center guard to start the end.
How much of a emotional roller coaster is that when you look like you're going to steal 2? You get the guard in place, you say, man, we've got him down. We're going to get 2 here and go up with, 4-2 lead, and all of a sudden that guard over curls and you leave him an out and ends up getting one. Does that feel like a 3-point swing?
If he, when Craig's guard over curled, he had Koyanagi or Pierce in a position where Pierce was going to have to play a tap. So there was no draw, and he was going to have to play a tap cold to the button to get one against a steal of 2, and instead over curled. So yeah, it's I mean, Wes Craig has seen and done everything, so it's not going to bother him. He's just going to get right back on the horse and try and get his own deuce right back. So
Seems like one of those guys who won't dwell on the past. He'll just move on to the next day.
No, he's seen it all, done it all.
It might be one of the differences too between experience, even at this level, or somebody with, out some of that experience would be sitting there again, fretting on what they just missed out on rather than moving forward. Can't fix it. Can't change it.
Can't change it. Can't change it. It's been a very well curled game so far. Excellent rock placement by both teams. Strategy sound. Nobody's panicking. So yeah, it's after 3 ends, it's 3-2. So
Taking a glance over at the ladies' final, senior provincial championship from Langley on sheet 5, right next door. getting the home end. We can see what's going on, but it is presently 2-2 after 3 ends of play. Gushlak and Cowan. Gushlak throwing yellow stones. There's a miss. We got fourth rock being delivered, and guess how many rocks in play we have, Steve?
Yeah, no surprise here. Top 4 corner, center, other corner.
We'll do a little check as we get done the fourth end break here on how much time they've used, which is always a telling, you know, when games are not a lot of hits, they're burning up more time on the clock. And as you mentioned, this year down to 30 minutes of time per team.
Thinking time,
Thinking
yes.
time per team. It goes by rather quickly if you get into some discussions along like 2 timeouts per team, per game, 1 minute timeouts.
In our game against Koyanagi, they had 8 seconds left at the end of the game. But as long as you have 1, it's good.
That was in your first game against our first game against Koyanagi, when you made a fantastic last shot around a little bumper around the center guard to remove him from the forefoot and send them away with their first loss. We went to 4-0, qualified at A, only to then go loss in 2 really tough games.
Yeah, 2 very, very, very good games though.
Now we're seeing some attempt to remove this center guard.
There's not a bad situation for Wes Craig right now. He's very comfortable with situations like this.
Again, this is a situation where, you know, your average club team is going, oh, yellow sitting too. Shouldn't we just be getting those ones out of the house? Wes isn't thinking that up.
He's going to try and use them to his advantage. He just might have got his break right here. Looks like this is not going to get to where they need it.
Sweeping every inch of it. Watch the curl on this last foot.
Oh, yeah.
Still didn't get there.
No. Brent Pierce with the shake of the head.
He's intense out there. This is second stone.
There we go.
Keith Clark trying to get a roll. Arm sweeping it right in behind those 2 red guards.
The amount of curl is probably chaseable. He's going to, yeah, Brent agrees.
Asking for the opinion of his teammates on whether they would like to play the freeze or play the bump. What did they decide here?
It looks, based on the ice, I'm saying that's just a freeze. Just a little freeze, maybe a little tap.
Dean Koyanagi delivering his first third stone.
Very precise shot, especially with the amount of curl in the ice coming off that center line.
So look how far out this is right now. He's going to barely get it by the yellow. And they're trying to get it over to freeze to the face of this red one.
Absolutely perfect.
Yellow is shot rock, apparently, as indicated by Wes Craig. We are in the fourth end. Score is Dean Koyanagi 3 and Wes Craig 2. This is seniors final, provincial final from Langley Curling Center in Langley, British Columbia. Gary Brooker along with Steve Wright providing commentary for this game. Cote being asked to come down to it. Is he just trying to freeze to the face here?
He's asked him to unlock this, so to tap it about a foot. He's going to give up shot rock to stay in front of it and just under curled about a half a rock.
Two options here. Talking about either three options, I guess. He can just hit it and sit right there. Look at it. The initial call from Brent was maybe throw the guard on it or shot rock.
And then went to the over curl and flop in front of the yellow. And then went to remove both reds and roll behind the just off center
I
guard.
think that's what they've settled on. Trying to hit a little on the high side, on the center line side. This is really
he may
curling.
not get this by the guard.
Wow. Just seemed to get going right out of his hand. It's
Just
one of those things that if you get inside or you start them or you soft handle them, they're just gone. Bit of an open door here for West, but he's got some rocks to move around. What's he asking, Steve?
I'm not sure exactly what he decided here. I think he wants to move that top red.
Bump it back?
Yeah, into that into shot position. Stay in front of it. Stay in front of the yellow.
It's the second stone of the fourth end for our third Narcote. It's way out there. He's yelling, whoa.
It'll get there.
Here it comes. Now they're working it. Switching sweepers. You heard him yell curl. Game of angles at this point.
I think there's a
Potential triple here.
potential. He's got the double for sure if he can squirt the top red. There's a couple of kickers over there that might come into play here.
So it really depends where that top red one skirts across the house to.
I imagine he's throwing peel weight. There is.
He likes a shot.
Yes.
He likes throwing the up way.
This
You might
is-
even see him pick this one right up.
Yeah. See if the rock comes off the ice on his backswing.
You
Yep.
bet. Yeah, it's moving.
Triple.
Right through the hole. It went right through the two rocks on the right-hand side.
Wow. Great shot.
And laying 4. Yeah, he likes throwing that up weight peel.
Yep. Just in that rock placement, if Norm's rock curls another inch,
He doesn't have it.
he does not have that shot. 6 inches heavier and an inch more curl.
So now Craig's first rock in this fourth end trails 3-2, and Koyanagi laying 4. West trying to come around the guard here, is
Yep. Coming around a corner. Going to try and use the yellow rock.
he? Still trying to get 2 here.
Still trying to work his deuce. Oh, wow.
Got a bit of a break.
Foot heavy, 2 feet heavy, and it's fully buried.
If that wicks off the yellow, Pierce has got an easy hit to lay 5.
Lay 5 and block the draw path.
And it looks like Pierce has decided he's going to come down and try to freeze to death.
And that'll leave Craig with the intern draw to the button
For 1.
for 1. But Pierce has got to be careful here. He can't rub off the yellow. He can't obviously can't be light, and anything heavy will track a bit here. So
wait a minute. He's got to hit the broom and throw the weight.
yeah, I know. It's a bugger. And the broom's got to be in the right spot.
It's a lot of factors.
There is a lot goes into this.
Both teams getting to select what stones they wanted to use for this game.
Yes, and this year the men's teams got to choose first, and then the ladies got to choose. So Brent Pierce has taken the yellow stones off of sheet 4. Wes Craig took the red stones off of sheet 2. And I don't believe that the red stones lost in the pool play at all on sheet 2. They won every game.
So teams watching the scoreboards, and when they play on a sheet, making notes on certain rocks that they think might be curling more or curling less.
Yeah, cutters or slower rocks, ones that dig in, curl a little more.
Are you surprised with this call right here from Brent Pierce?
I am.
Just trying to bump up his yellow one?
That's the call, yeah. The angle's bad the other way. The angle is good this way. You can tap it up to the corner of the red even if he chose.
Haven't seen a lot of draws out this far.
Nope.
In this game.
Since practice.
Yep.
So during practice they were out here. So he knows what this is. This is not a guess. He knows how much this is going to curl.
And what about the speed of the ice out this far? Is it going to be any different?
It's going to be, may even be a little bit quicker.
Oh, that took off
That
right
is
away too.
gone. Well, gets in the way a little bit. And West with a free draw for 2.
Probably a good thing we don't have a mic on Brent at this point.
Yeah. Brent threw one of the best shots of the game. Peel weight triple. Follow it up with less than par for him.
There's Wes Craig's chance to get a deuce. That's what he played for the whole end.
Never panicked. That's Wes's game.
So the last rock of the 4th end of play. Again, Craig trying to get his deuce and go up by 1 as we go to the 4th end break.
He'll be close. And
They're pounding this.
This is curling.
Trying to hold it straight. I don't think they're by, are they? Oh, little rub. Oh my.
Oh!
Probably a little frustration.
Just a touch.
Not one to hide his emotions.
Wears him on his sleeve, and his shoulder, and his back,
face.
and his hat.
So at the 4th end break, this is an 8-end game, 4th end break. We've got Wes Craig leading Dean Koyanagi by a score of 4-3. We'll be back with the second half of this game in just a few minutes. welcome back to the BC Senior Men's Curling Championship, live from Langley Curling Center in Langley, British Columbia. It's also the ladies' final right next door, sheet 5. Trying to keep an eye on that one, as well as watching and commentating on sheet 4, the men's game between Wes Craig and Dean Koyanagi. As we come into the 5th end.
Very, very common occurrence right after the break. When they've chamoised the ice, the speed goes up about a half a second for a couple of rocks till the ice settles down again, and we see the first rock at the end go deep. So shout out to Terry Miller, watching from beautiful Whitehorse. I understand Terry had quite the year this year, winning the Masters in the Yukon, winning the seniors in the Yukon, winning the mixed, and I believe he also won the club challenge. So the trifecta +1, whatever you call that.
Wow, that's quite a season.
Call that. He had quite the year playing in the North. So anyway, good.
Were there other teams playing?
Yeah, there's other old guys up there too. Yeah.
Wes Craig leads Dean Koyanagi 4-3. The 5th end, this is an 8-end game. Both of these finals, 8 ends. And we take a peek over at the ladies' final. Team Gushlak with 3 points in the 4th end, now leading 5-2 Team Cowan. Been no shortage of rocks in play in this game. Going to get you a time check up here in a few minutes for what's left on the time clock for these two teams, starting with 30 minutes each of thinking time. Again, this is the 4th stone being thrown in 5th end, and guess how many rocks we have in play, Steve?
Yeah, there is no shortage of a will to play. Brian Mickey throwing the intern, come around his own corner guard now. Line is absolutely perfect. This rock is a setup rock to set up a deuce, not looking to get shot stone. Shot stone, if he got shot stone around that corner, he would not be fully buried. Wes Craig is going to follow. His other option is to go around his own center.
Watch this curl. Did I wait too long on this? She's by.
It's going to over curl.
We've seen that so much this week, you know, just a little on the shy side, and then once it goes, it just goes.
Foot light, and it over curls 2 feet. And a half.
Might have seen.
This is interesting. Dean Koyanagi has decided to split the house early. He's going to leave the center guard. He's going to leave shot stone alone at the back 8, and he's going to try for his deuce by splitting the house. This call leads me to believe, I can't see that yellow being
shot rock. Interesting call and not executed.
And not actually, yeah, okay.
Again, we've seen that a lot in the 5th end, just overthrown draws. It does get
It's just that little bit quicker.
a little bit quicker. You're right. We're seeing, you know, people calling for guards that end up in the house, people calling for draws that end up in the back of the house.
This could not be.
That was almost disaster.
A little discussion on strategy here. A lot of different options here. I mean, we could go through them for you, but there's none of them are wrong. It's just how the skipper sees this end playing out.
And what kind of force he wants to put on the other team at this point.
You want the easy shots for yourself and the hard shots for the other guys. Now, if this freeze is made, I think it's really, really safe to say that Wes is coming around with a freeze of his own. Because there's really, his other option is to hit red onto yellow.
Asking his team what he's thinking. He's going to play this race, try to get rid of at least one of the yellows and possibly roll 2 reds onto the
shot into somewhere near the into the 8-foot anyway.
We did get the time check as we started this end. Koyanagi's team had 12 minutes of thinking time left out of their 30, and Wes Craig was still with 17. Is that any good?
What a beautiful shot. Great line call, great choice of weight. Active stones. Hit half a stone with bumper weight and rolled it towards the 4-foot.
It's not arena ice live, but it certainly was livelier than most club.
Yes, there's a little bit of bounce in those striking bounce on these rocks. Dean Koyanagi coming down, throwing third stones. Gonna play. Oh.
You can pretty much read what's happening by Brent Pierce's body language. Oh, almost a burn. Wow.
Nothing hurt but his pride.
Ben's a big man too. He went down a couple times during the week, and he
trying to put that little bit of extra weight onto the broom head, and just got his upper body just a touch out of position.
This is the second stone for Norm Cote, playing third for Wes Craig. To hit and lay 2. Wouldn't mind getting a roll here, I bet. He's going to roll inside. Chips out his own at the back. But red lies 2.
Brent Pierce asking for a hit and roll. Control weight.
Right off of, and now he's asking Fenton to work it from the outside to try to get it to curl. Oh, this is and a jam. Wes Craig lies 2, leading 4-3. Without hammer in the 5th end, and Wes Craig is going to come around.
Perfect rock would be top 4, half buried, 3/4 buried. And we have some interested viewers today in Kelowna, BC, at the Loft in Barn Owl Brewing down on Lakeshore.
Fine place to watch anything.
Fine place to watch a curling game. Anyway, welcome to our viewers from the Loft at the Barn Owl.
If you're tuning in this afternoon, want to drop us a note in the comment section from where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. Like to say a shout out and hello. Sweeping this, it is
out of the way, Wes. We can't see your rock.
Yeah, once again.
There
so
we go.
Not maybe as deep as he wanted, but this was probably a little bit more about line. But it does open up the opportunity for Brent Pierce to throw his first one and get to the face of that, cover the pin.
Yeah, and makes that Wes being short makes Brent Pierce's, even if he makes this shot, his shot for 2 will be very difficult.
Out of his hands and into the hands of his sweepers, Brian Mickey and Neil Fenton.
Darren.
Sorry, Darren
Darren,
Fenton.
yeah. This looks like he hit that path. Same path. Just a tad
Speedy.
fast.
That's uncharacteristic.
It's almost hack weight.
Poll numbers from people tuning in this afternoon seem to be a little higher than 75% cheering for Team West Craig. However, as usual, 64.5% of people who use statistics make them up.
Exactly.
Where does West want to be on this one, Steve?
Top button. He wants to go right in and make this. Ooh, ooh,
It's
ooh.
way out there as well.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You don't want to leave them backing.
Oh. That ended up in a good spot. Brent has a cold draw to the edge of the button for one.
Did not take any time.
Yeah, there's no decision here.
Now, if he wanted to, would he have an outturn bump double? You know, just to move him a few feet and sit there at
Could.
the top of the four?
Could. I believe that shot is there. 3/4 of the rock just thrown. Just remove those two rocks from the forefoot and have the shooter stay on the edge of the four. Wasn't even a consideration for Brent. He's very confident in his draw weight. It's one of those shots in a game. This is the one the skipper's got to make to keep his team in it. Looking really, really good.
Now it's Carlin. Wes was hoping for a little tick. He was used to his body language to try to get it there. Again, sweepers.
Great sweeping. Incredible shot. That's the one that the skipper's got to make just to keep his team in it. You miss that shot, steal a 1, 2, or 3 there in the fifth end. That's a big hill to climb. Anyway, we're here in Langley watching the 2023 Curl BC Men's and Ladies Provincial Senior Championships.
With that single point for Team Koyanagi in fifth end, we're tied up at 4. So we head to the 6th.
Got to give Team Craig, it's 2 hammers to 1 with 3 ends to go. Got to give the advantage to Team Craig right now. What's happening with the ladies over there?
Still in the 5th end.
We're just,
just finished.
They blanked the 5th.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there we go.
So there we are. So we're looking at
still 5-2 for Gushlak over Cowan.
Up 3, and Sheila Cowan's team has last rock advantage. I see Danielle Shaughnessy over there playing second for Team Gushlak. I have the pleasure of playing one day a week in Kelowna with Danielle and her husband.
Your Monday afternoon Super League.
The Monday afternoon Senior Super League. Some great guys in that. Jerry Richards is in that league. Francis is in that league. Blake King. Dave Stevenson, who played third for Tom Bouchy this week, plays on that team with Danielle and her husband, and Lisa Stevenson as well, Dave's wife, who played in this event as well with the Marianne Arsenault team.
Bronze medalists.
Bronze
today.
medalists. Yeah.
Brian Mickey being asked to come around as center guard.
Both teams recognize the importance of this end, being the 6th end, West having the advantage. Team Pierce is going to try and all out for the steal. They want to wrestle control of this game away from West. very, very important end.
Team Koyanagi playing out of the Royal City Curling Club, which is located where?
New Westminster.
You used to play out of that club, didn't
That was my home club for 20 years. Had a great Super League there. Brent played in that. Brian played in that. Brent and Brian are two members of the 2000 BC Brier champs. Went on to win the World Championship. The skip on that team was Greg McCauley, and the lead, the fourth person on that team, was Jody Sveistrup, I believe his name was. Great team.
Craig sitting 2, 6th end, with hammer.
Yeah, first opportunity to bury a rock top button went to Craig, and you see the result is back 12. Now it's Koyanagi's crack at it. They're going to come heavy too.
Right down, almost to the face of Wes Craig Stone, a little bit late.
There's no surprises here. We know exactly what's coming. Wes is...
At this point, you're kind of committed, aren't you?
You are. If you don't go there, you know the other guy is. You just got to get there.
As we've mentioned, Wes loves this. Get as many rocks into that center area. He's used to playing that.
This is his jam.
It's like a little heavy. They're saying heavy, and it's hanging.
Uh-oh. That is almost through the rings. Koyanagi can't jump up fast enough. Here we go. It's their second crack at it.
It's one of the things you don't want to leave
Same
at this
thrower.
level for sure, is the same person getting the second attempt at the exact same
shot. Yeah. He was just a bit heavy. They don't even have to change the broom. So you know, if he's got the weight right, it's going to walk. And here it goes. Look at it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Barely got it by.
Yeah.
The soft center path might be getting a little soft. It has been known to do that a little bit, wear
yes.
down a little bit.
Yeah, and we are in the 6th, so let's keep an eye out for that. It did happen a couple of times this week.
Just changes the...
Usually in the afternoon or the evening game. A little different temperature out there. It's quite warm today in Langley again.
You surprised at all? Wes trying to clear open that front?
Yeah, I mean his draw was such a small area.
Moving on to third stones in the 6th end.
Now this, what did he call here? He called a guard. Ideally, you want to guard the higher one, because there's no shot. Yeah, and it's absolutely perfect.
Pierce.
Brent looks a little concerned about something.
He's definitely shaking his hand and upset at something again. Looked like he's looking
Slightly
at the
agitated.
Time clock, perhaps.
They were a little tight. They were below 15 minutes at the break.
Timer is supposed to start the clock when the house has been cleared and start for the opposing team.
This is great shot, Norm Cote. Norm's very comfortable with that up weight. Forces Pierce to throw center. The importance of this end. he can find a way to steal one, he's taken back control. Control of the game. Now Wes really wants to draw.
He's got those two at the back here. Could he be thinking, no, they're going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Wes.
Got a minute timeout. Get a chance to just do some thinking and some talking about what they might like to do here. I'm sure Wes is thinking, if we make this thin double, we're sitting 3. Put a little pressure on, but it is behind the tee line.
Knowing Wes, I think he is thinking, how do I score 2? What's my best shot at scoring 2? Where do I need to put this rock? What he's concerned about is leaving the in-turn come around to the top 4. So he's going to throw it himself. He doesn't think he can score 2 by removing the center guard because the double is there. So it's a bit of cat and mouse. Like they both understand the importance of this end. He doesn't want to make it easier for Brent Pierce, but he also is conscious of trying to score 2. Really take control.
Hard right out of his hand is what they're saying. No, now they're backing up. He's playing a bump on this one, trying to push it through the hole.
Okay. Look at this.
She threads
Wow.
the needle.
Now, I don't think Brent can get to that rock with either turn drawing. Yeah, it's just body language tells us he can't. I can't. I can't.
So now he's thinking double.
I think he's thinking, where can I roll to lie 2? Okay.
Taking a glance over at the ladies' game.
Yeah, ladies have got an interesting end going on over there. Cowan being 3 down with the hammer. Looks like the back yellow is shot rock. She was coming in to lie 2. Now left Gushalak, the in-turn draw.
Brent Pierce throwing 4th stones for Team Koyanagi, and this is his first in the 6th end.
Where does he want to end up with this rock?
Does get a bump weight double.
Yeah.
And they lie 2. Team Koyanagi lies 2. Wes Craig said I'd like to come down and get a little bump in my roll myself, get in under that cover.
Because there is no, if we'll see a double attempt if Wes is successful with this shot. Even if he gets a quarter under, I think we'll see the double. Because that back red rock is definitely jammable. If Wes rolls just a hair to our left on the screen.
Got whoa right out of his hand.
Uh-oh.
Really hard dog means he's trying to get it to curl. He's really working it. If anybody can make this curl, he's going to make it curl.
It's dog.
That's not what he was hoping for.
Team Pierce short on time, it looks like. That'd be my guess. Just by the still got two ends and a shot to go.
this one to curl as well. Looks like he might be rolling out. But we'll be sitting 2, and Wes Craig will be forced to either hit and roll for one or just play down to it. So what do you think he does here, Steve?
I think he's going to nose hit. Yeah, that ice, definitely. He's got a little bit of room. He can roll in 5 feet, but he can roll out.
I'll just control
6
weight
inches.
here.
Yeah.
We just got a time check on the thinking time left. 7:25 left for Team Koyanagi versus, not sure what we have left on the red side, but significantly more. I do know that. There's far less panic right now on the Craig side. Might be on the soft side here. He's really working it.
Oh no. 2. A steal of
Steal of 2 for Dean Koyanagi.
out of nowhere.
Definitely would not have seen that one coming.
One miss the entire end.
We certainly
One
didn't
jam and one miss.
We did not really see those kind of misses this morning when we played Team Craig.
No.
We were hoping for a break along the way. We did not get it.
Little timely miss there. That's a big 2 and 6.
After 6 ends of play here at the BC Senior Curling Championship in Langley, it's Team Koyanagi 6, West Craig's team off the island 4. Coming back to the 7th end here.
We'll see Team Koyanagi throw in the center guard to start.
You know whether West Craig is up 4, up 7, down 3, barely changes his demeanor.
No. And wherever Koyanagi puts it, if he chooses top 4, which is absolutely a great call, there's no way Wes is hitting it. Wes is going to throw the corner. So it's top 4, probably Wes is as expected throwing the corner. And then we'll see Koyanagi either coming top 8 or just short. And then Wes will probably, one corner may not be enough, so he'll probably throw the other corner, and then that's when Koyanagi will make his decision about how deep he wants his next rock, whether he comes around or guards. This might be a little hot. There was some action on the ladies thing over there. We'll get an update for you here in a sec.
There's another uncharacteristic, I would call that a miss when you're trying needing a guard and play.
Yeah, that's we didn't see any of those this morning.
None of those. Could have used one or two.
Yeah, come on.
As much fun as this is this afternoon, I think we would have both rather been on the ice.
Okay.
Runs it away. Just a ladies update. You saw them put up the score over there. Quite a turn of events after 6 ends of play. Now tied up 5-5.
Score of 3 for Team Cowan. Being skipped by Sandra Comandina. Here's this spot again. Darren's got this tracking. Getting out into the 12-foot. I think it's just that 5 or 6 feet faster.
Well, it's fresher out there. It's certainly
Just
not worn on that center track. And we've seen a number of draws go deep.
Yeah, right to the back 12. didn't see what Wes's call was. What was he asking for? A freeze? Yeah,
Yes.
a freeze on the one at the top four. Yeah. So
Keith-
many different ways to play this.
Keith Clark. Give a couple of big shout outs this afternoon to our chief umpire all week long here. Right from his home club.
Troy was the past president of Langley Curling Club and our chief umpire this whole week. Did a great job.
Troy Matsumiya. And, just made sure everything ran smoothly all week long. And another went to Lindsay Shannon, the administration manager for Curl BC. Been here all week. Also producing this live stream today.
And all the volunteers and umpires and helpers and people that night and day here, 3 draws, 9 a.m., 2 o'clock, and 7 o'clock since early in the week, right to Sunday afternoon. Your time is greatly appreciated by all of us players and fans.
Keith Clark, second rock. Trying to throw the corner guard, but it looks like he's got a little extra again here. Comes into the house to the tee line. Brent Pierce asking, guy throwing third stones on his team, Koyanagi, to hit, remove the stone. That's curling.
This is curling.
There's a miss. Wow, we've seen more misses in this end than we saw most of the game.
Wow. The last end ended with a miss. Now we've got a couple of uncharacteristic misses.
And we got a timeout being called.
Timeout.
Is that the second timeout for Team Craig? I think it is.
They've got lots of time on the clock too, so that's never going to be an issue with.
This is just about taking some time and making sure you're not rushing this decision. This is a key decision, and being down 2 with the hammer in the 7th end to a team that really is hard to bust a big one on. You're really probably ideally trying to get 2 here at least, and then steal one to win in the 8th end.
It is very interesting to play with the time clock after league curling and all of the normal mixed leagues and men's leagues, where of course you play to a bell and then
or no bell in some places.
Or and
just
you
8
complete
ends.
your ends and playing to you have to be ready. You have to be. It has to be done in a timely fashion. You watch Wes Craig's guys; he is always way ahead on time. And it's definitely not because he plays fast. It's because he's not a fast player. But his front end,
they're in the hack. Their
when the other
rock
team,
is cleaned.
When the other team's rock crosses the far hog line, Wes's player is in the hack. The other 2 are timing, are getting an idea if there's been any speed changes on the ice. His job, the next thrower's job, is just to get in the hack and get ready to go.
You know, there's some league players that could learn a little bit just by being ready too.
Sure.
Nobody wants to be out there for 2.5 hours.
No, especially in an 8-end game on Tuesday night or Monday night.
Cuts into your social time.
It cuts into the beverage time, yes. Here we go. And Wes is not going to disturb that yellow-red combination at the front of the house, because that he's got all day to deal with that.
Trying to freeze down to the back yellow. Did it get there? Not quite frozen, but pretty good position.
Pretty good. Interesting how this is going to play out.
Second stone for Koyanagi. Throwing third stones.
We get a half a shot, maybe a hit and a roll out,
Wow.
or just a bit heavy.
It's a little heavy. It's hanging, but here it comes. They'll try to work this at the end to get it over.
He's just going to tap it in front.
Now does West go after it?
I think that yellow-red is getting messy. He has to play it now. I think he has to play it with the in-turn as well to get the action on the back rock going more to the right. He just asked how much space is between them. So there's a broom width. So it won't drag, the drag effect will not.
Asking for board weight. Just a pretty big shot right here.
I'm not sure if this is the way to play it, but yeah, I guess. Yeah, he wants it because.
Oh, it straightened up. Now they're going to work it the other way.
Okay. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
He would like to move that yellow stone a little bit farther back to be laying 3.
He could make the red double and roll in front of his other yellow.
What's he looking at right now?
Just burning time.
Looking at it freeze. Yellow sitting 1 without last rock, having stole 2 in the 6th end and leading 6-4 over West Craig. Brent Pierce throwing.
He's going back down.
They just called the timeout. I heard him.
Okay.
This is where they, many times during this week we saw this same scenario where they got all 4 into the decision making.
Mm-hmm. Brian Mickey has a very big voice on this team to do with strategy. Brent seemed to defer to him on all big discussions, whereas Dean is calling the game. But big moments, Brian's, and
You can see him now. He's
Brian is the
laying
one
it out.
doing the talking, giving him the options.
Wherever you're tuning in from this afternoon, we hope you're enjoying this live stream of the BC Senior Championships from Langley Curling Center in Langley, British Columbia. It's been a very enjoyable week of curling. Great competition on the ladies and the men's side. I see a timeout on the ladies' side here too. In the be the 7th end as well, tied up at 5 between Gushlak and Cowan, with Team Gushlak having the hammer and currently sitting 1.
Team Cowan won their semifinal game this morning on a steal in 8 and a steal in the extra to beat Marianne Arsenault's team, skipped by Penny Shantz.
Well, Marianne was definitely playing earlier in the week, and then all of a sudden Marianne was gone.
She's in the Caribbean, enjoying some sunshine.
Had a trip booked before the dates of this championship was announced, and decided she played the first part of the week, and then turned the reins over to Penny and crew for the weekend.
Oh, he's throwing a heater.
Now yellow sitting 2.
Brent throws a fairly hard rock there. You're not going to see West do that. West is going to finesse something down there. A little bit of curl, manage the shot with his sweepers, and get a result that he wants. Really needs a good one here. If he can make a good one, this is a multiple point end. West's first reaction was to hit and flop towards the other yellow. I think Norm is worried that they would guard then if he did that.
Then he wouldn't have a shot for multiple points. He'd have to draw for 1.
So they were discussing just by their motions, hitting and flopping to the left.
Can't afford to hit it too far on the outside or you'll jam it on the back with certainly a bit on the high side. Looks like he won't be throwing a whole ton of weight here.
That looks like his little bumper.
He did underthrow the last rock in the 6th end, which caused him to overcurl and give up a steal of 2.
Yeah, big 2.
They're working it right out of his hand again.
Oh. Hold it right there.
Might be looking at a thin double at this point.
He made it. Holy moly. He's now lying
4. And Brent Pierce and Dean Koyanagi out of nowhere going, how did this happen? Sometimes
I'm in shock.
a non-called shot ends up happening and changing the whole complexity of an
He
end.
overcurled by almost a full rock. He can't even remove anything.
I don't know. I'm wondering with Pierce's screamer weight, could he get rid of 3?
Well, the middle rock is not going anywhere.
And the one back on the yellow,
It's
unless it
not going anywhere.
squirts,
So the
depends
high,
how they're
he
lined
can get
up.
rid of 1, it looks like.
Looks like he's really leaning towards the freeze.
He's got to make this perfect. 2 up, throwing a freeze against 4.
With Wes Craig having a rock to come.
1 to come. 1 big one to come.
Wes is giggling with Norm, saying, well, that's not exactly what we called it. That's pretty good.
We'll take it.
It's a not call shot.
Nope. What have the ladies got over that? Gushalak lying 2 and throwing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is last rock.
And Pierce is looking at the clock and now heading back down.
This is last rock. Gushalak's drawing for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, to blow this game wide open. Gushalak. Vroom out in a 12-foot draw shot.
One may argue, even if she misses this, she's going to be in a great position
Yeah.
to win the BC Senior Women's Championship.
This line looks really good. Draw for 4. Wow. That might just be enough.
4 red.
And the gloves come off.
And a 9-5 lead.
Nope.
No, we're gonna play
Sorry, I thought they were taking the gloves off. My apologies.
it. Back to our game here. They're yelling sweep. This could very
That
well
is
overcurl.
gone.
But now what does he look at? He looks at welding one over here.
Cheeky.
It's not horrible. Ooh, look at what Wes is looking at. I think what Norm is saying, if you hit it, the yellow right on the nose, even if you squirt it off there, it's going to come across the face of the red. Hard to tell from this angle.
We're a little bit sideways on this.
And Wes is saying, well, why don't we just hit our top one and run it right out? You might lose. What are you going to lose? You're going to lose that one and that one. If you hit it on the inside, you should still be okay to remove it. Definitely a
Brent,
question of weight here.
So that rock overcurled by 2 feet. Pretty close to it. Because he was playing the freeze on the back red.
Got fairly fortunate to end up as good as he did.
Very fortunate.
It hangs a little straighter, goes right through and leaves him
through.
a wide open hit for 5.
Yeah.
Wes Craig delivering his last rock. He's throwing some weight here.
I don't know if he has enough weight. He does.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh!
Fans are cheering inside this curling rink, I can tell you that. Fan favorite Wes Craig goes up by 2. 8-6. What a turn of events in that end, Steve Wright.
Wow. That is a huge 4. Absolutely huge.
We just got note that of even greater concern at this point would be that Koyanagi's team has 1 minute 58 seconds left on their clock for a whole end of play. That's thinking time.
They're going to have to boogie.
So what happens? You know, most of our viewers may not know what happens if you run out of the clock. Is the game automatically over?
It's not. I don't believe it is. I believe it's the rule is that you don't get to throw anymore, but the other team can finish. Somebody, we should ask Troy that, our chief umpire, what the rule actually is. Here's Troy.
Lindsay's checking with him. Wes Craig taking no time to come right down into the forefoot to start this 8th end, leading by 2. Honestly, you know, that 7th end saw more misses than we've seen in probably any end in this game for sure.
Yep.
And what a turn of events.
Unbelievable.
You
Both games, 4 points in the 7th end. Two has been a fight. You've got to earn your deuce. And all of a sudden we see 2 popped 4s.
We've got the opportunity to talk to our chief umpire. Troy,
Hi,
how are you?
good, yourself?
Good, thanks. We're having a discussion about, with such little time left on the clock for Team Koyanagi. What happens if the clock goes to 0 and you're still trying to play the end?
Okay, the common belief is that if your time runs out, you automatically lose the game. That's actually not true. What happens is that if Team Koyanagi runs out of time, they become what's called the non-delivering team from that point on. So in other words, they're not allowed to throw any more rocks. So what happens is that Team Craig will have their remaining time to throw their rocks to either tie or win the game. Now in this case, if let's say Team Koyanagi doesn't have any rocks counting and they run out of time, they would automatically lose since
Wes
Team
Craig's
Craig's already
leading.
ahead. That's right, yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, it's a situation we certainly as club curlers you don't see ever.
Exactly, yeah.
But in competition, rarely do you get to this, I would say, to that little bit of time left on the clock.
Well, Kevin Cooey does it
Regularly pushes it to the limit.
Exactly, yes.
And just confirming, we do have 1 timeout left for Team Koyanagi.
Yes. Yes.
And Wes Craig has used both of his.
That is correct, yes.
Excellent. We just want to say thank you again for all your work this week to
Okay.
make this championship go so smoothly as the chief umpire here at Langley. Your home club as well.
Yes, it is, yes.
Beautiful facility, and we've enjoyed being here. So
Okay.
we'll let you get back to doing your job for this game. Thanks for stepping in.
All right, thank you very much.
Did Troy straighten us out on that one?
He did. Just letting us know that the common belief would be that they automatically lose. That's not the case. In this case, it would probably be, because if they didn't have any rocks in play, they're already losing by 2. He's now stepping onto the ice surface to watch the clock closely and to direct any traffic here at the end of this game. Might have to happen. Wes Craig leading by 2 without last rock, but sitting 3.
With the corner guard in play. Team Koyanagi is being forced to rush a bit with the absolute lack of time. No time at all. Wes, on the other hand, has got lots of time. He's going to peel the corner guard. Take 3 out of play this way.
Keith Clark, the second, trying to peel this guard. Roll it out of play.
And over on sheet 5, Team Kushalak trying to run Team Cowan out of rocks. So working their way down. Magic number is 4. Make some rocks go away. Make a rock go away each time. They're good.
Playing a freeze here. Darren Fenton being asked to come right down in
Nope,
again.
nope.
Just
He's
throwing a guard.
Throwing the center guard, yeah. Not too concerned about guarding the yellow rock yet, because anticipating Wes is going to remove any guard that's put in play. Koyanagi hustling down to the other end to throw third rocks. When everybody is ready to play, you can play an end in about a minute and a half, minute 20. So
when does the time start, Steve, right?
So
Versus when does it clock end?
Once the other team has finished shooting, there's a 15 or 20 second area where the one skip leaves, or 10 seconds, whatever. The one skip leaves the house, and the next skip takes control of the house. Once you have control of the house, your clock starts, and then when you cross the tee line with your stone, delivering it, your clock stops, like right then for Mr. Clark. So if you're in the hack, the other team finishes, there's 4 or 5 seconds, you're at the tee line, your clock starts, stops. So can happen very fast.
Now, if you're Pearson Koyanagi at this point, are you even thinking 3? Are you trying to manufacture 3? You're just hoping to get your 2 and send it to an extra?
There has been a couple of flashes, so they don't even need to get 3. If he makes this freeze perfectly, they don't even need. They just need a couple of, even one half shot. Because you know Wes is going to come down on top of him. Or he's going to play. It's a really good shot. He may play the hit and roll to remove that yellow rock from in front of the red. No, he's going to. Yeah, Koyanagi has to group them eventually by hitting the yellow onto the red. So, yeah.
And if Wes was to just stay, hit and stick right here.
Yeah, I think he'd like to roll away, just get out of there.
Well, then that does leave the opportunity for an easier shot for deuce. If he sticks in the rings.
Yeah. If he rolls a hair in, I think that would eliminate the tap.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting shot.
This is a spot that he over curled in the 6th end to give up a steal or 2. Looks like he's got more weight here.
Yeah, it's fine. He's okay with that. Brent was not down at the other end.
Is it looking like an extra right now?
I think it's going to be tough. He's got to make this. He's got to make this perfect. Even if he does, I see what Wes has got a couple of spots he can draw to where there's no double. Oh, he lost it. It grabbed. Grabbed. Okay, interesting now. What is Wes going to do here?
Wes Craig sitting shot rock. And
I see the hit and the roll. Right to there, to the back 4. Then he's going to have a very, very difficult shot for 2. And we have a ladies winner, Team Gushalac.
Off to Canadian finals. Off to the Canadian Championships in Vernon, British Columbia. Congratulations, Team Gushalac.
Yes.
Team Cowan. Big 4 points in the 7th end. Ran out of rocks in the 8th to win 9-5. Wes Craig's last rock, in the 8th end.
Uh-oh.
Soft hand a little bit. This looks like he's okay.
If he rolls to a great spot here. No. Looks like we might have an extra. Needed to roll another
Foot. Then he might have a double, though.
Yeah. Looks like they can come to the nose of their yellow and be second shot. So this is a fairly simple shot for a guy of Brent Pierce's caliber. He knows little bumper weight, just quiet, keep his sweepers in it.
Can't see the time clock from here, but obviously they're not too panicked at this point.
He did call the timeout, so
might be playing in the timeout right here. Can you play? You can
Yes.
throw during the
Yes,
timeout.
yeah.
Yes.
yeah, you can.
Needs to bump his yellow onto the red and stick for 2 to force an extra end. Last rock, 8th end, this BC Championship. Looks like he's close. Oh, spins in too.
Spins in.
2 yellow.
2 yellows.
Well, we're in for one more end, folks.
We're going to an extra.
Just the way we drew it up on paper.
Yeah. Score 4 and 7, give up 2 and 8.
8-8 is a score as we head to the extra end. This BC Seniors Men's Championship from Langley Curling Center in Langley, British Columbia.
And Wes Craig with the hammer.
As we go to the extra, we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back.
Oh, there we are.
We are
Welcome.
in the extra end. Yeah, welcome back.
And would you expect anything else? Here we are, extra end. We just watched a very, very excited Danielle Shaughnessy come off the ice after their provincial win. Her first provincial win. Congratulations, Danielle.
We are in the extra end of the men's final here from the Langley Curling Center, Langley, British Columbia. Gary Brucker along with Steve Wright, both of us from Kelowna, and we're sticking around this week to play another week of curling.
Another week going to Abbotsford. Club Challenge. Kent Bird is going to have some incredible surface for us out there. Looking forward to that. A couple of solid weeks of curling to end the season.
If you're just joining us, if you look at the scoreboard right now, you're like, wow, look at what was happening. We had a steal of 2 for Koyanagi and Pierce in the 6th end on a flash last rock hit by Wes Craig. Just under threw it and curled, and away it went. And then a couple of misses in 7, and all of a sudden you got a four banger.
4 ball, just like that.
And Wes Craig was up 8-6 coming home, and looked like he was in pretty good shape, but all it took was a couple of half shots and a couple of nice shots, and Brent Pierce was able to make a bump run back and sit 2 for the tie.
Great curling.
And we were talking about the time clock in regular time. What happens in the extra end, Steve?
I believe that the rule this year was each team gets 4 minutes.
4 minutes in
and
the extra.
1 timeout.
That's 4 minutes of thinking time. 1 timeout each.
Yeah.
Shouldn't become an issue.
Should not be an issue. Yeah. Lots of time to just wants to move these things around. If that goes out, they all go back. And it does. Mr. Pierce heading down the sheet to put his 2 cents in.
And to know that he's going to come into play here.
Yes.
Wouldn't be the first time between these two teams that there's been some discussion on where rocks go.
Yeah.
You know, they have met. They did meet in the round robin, or
Yes.
in the earlier draws.
Yes, they did. Craig and Koyanagi, yes. That was Craig's loss.
Right after he qualified out of A. That would have been his first game after the qualification round.
Where's he going here?
Deeper than he wants to, I think.
Asking for it to stop.
So with the 5-rock rule in play, what's Wes Craig doing here? Trying to get rid of some stuff.
I think we'll see a steady diet of peels from Team Craig.
Koyanagi asking his teammates whether they want to play in behind the back 4-footer, if they want to throw a guard. They're stopping to have a discussion here. They're going to the 4-foot.
They are going to the four. Oh, thank you.
So there might be some questions. I mean, I'm even asking, why wouldn't he throw another guard?
Yeah.
What's he thinking?
I think it's Wes Craig too. Wes is not afraid to go when Wes figures that he's got an opportunity to get in there first.
So if you're Koyanagi, you might be thinking, if we throw another guard, Wes might beat us to the 4-foot, and it's going to be tougher.
And if he makes it perfect, that a guard is probably an easier shot to repeat 4 times than a perfect come around to the button.
Where are you going after this one? Are they hoping for an inside roll, get in behind it here?
That was a odd rotation on that stone.
Wes Craig having last rock advantage in the 9th end and this extra end of the men's final. Sitting 2 at present.
Looking for a little hit and roll here. Quiet wait. I don't think. Oh, it's taken off.
That picked early. I don't know what happened there.
Oh. Ooh, that is not a useful stone. No, it allows Wes. Free advantage, Wes Craig. Huge advantage.
Peel this out of there and roll away. This would be his hope. This is 3rd, Norm Cote's first rock in the extra end. Made that look academic.
Piece of cake. Yeah, what do you do, Brent? What do you do?
Shake your head and you
Throw a center guard.
go back to the drawing board. play a little bump on that and give him some backing.
Yeah. Then again, he throws the center. West probably peels it, and he's got short run back for the last one.
Really, at this point, you're hoping for a miss along the way. You're going to need a miss.
You need something.
First one over curled. It was light. This one seems to stay pretty straight.
Nah, this is just peel it.
Probably won't be a lot of conversation going on in the back wall right about now.
Okay.
Not a word. Peels the guard away again. Nothing to hide behind.
What do you do if you're Brent Pierce here? What's your best chance of stealing a point with no guards? Yeah, we ask ourselves that all the time.
Calling the front end to play again.
Yeah, interesting call here. Very, very interesting.
We're down to the final 4 rocks in this extra end.
Yeah.
Just the skip stones remaining.
BC Senior Men's Championship. Beautiful Langley Curling Club.
If this is you, Steve Wright, what are you doing? You're trying to steal in the extra. It's not, you got no guard to hide behind. You throw up a guard.
Yeah, the worry is throwing the guard that Wes is going to use it against you because he's Wes. That freeze tap would just be, as long as you make it so that the middle yellow rock cannot be removed, because that would be a guardable stone with your last rock.
Talking about freezing on the other one, the back of the forefoot. Or this bump. I kind of like the bump, the
Just
yellow onto the red.
Yeah, and just a corner freeze.
You know, you're then going to force West to do something with it, which could result in a jam.
Yeah, as long as you keep the high side angle. That one on the right side of the screen could be a helper for Pierce. What did they decide here? Bushi.
Shout out to Tom Bushi tuning in this afternoon.
Yeah, nice to play against Tom again. Always one of the good guys. Great to see you again, Tommy. Just got the text.
People tuning in from all over the province and other places in Canada watching this BC Senior Final. We're down to the last 4 rocks. Brent Pierce throwing last rock for Team Koyanagi. And here's his first one on the way. Looks like they've decided to play the freeze on the back red one.
The back red was...
Looks like he has a lot of weight. Not moving very much. He sailed it.
He did.
Just dug at the end. You saw that curl right at the end.
Yeah.
Took it out of the hands of his sweepers. We talked about that. Our team talked about that a lot this week. That this ice is ice that you want to leave your sweepers in the game. You could drag the rock a long way. You can make it curl. You can hold it straighter, but you got to give them a chance. And if
You got to let them do their thing.
Yeah, if you're throwing it deeper like that, the sweepers are caught doing nothing.
Yeah, you're just a spectator. There's absolutely nothing you can do with that stone. It's a touch heavy, so you can't even sweep it to try and make it curl.
So now we've got timeout for Team Craig. Tied up, playing 9. This is the extra end. Winner on to the Canadian Championship in Vernon.
Wes's discussion here with his third Norm Cote is whether they want to sit there or not, whether they or where they want to roll to. With the red rock is hindering the rollout, so I think he's decided that they're going to try and get the rock spinning to the right, spin away.
Sweep it on the inside and hold it there.
And roll away. Right out of there. Get out of there. There we go. There we go.
Timeout.
Now what does he do?
Where does he go to? Where does he hide? Halfway around? Because then you got a jam with that one that Wes has now left back there. Might be far enough back that wouldn't come into play anyway. Now looking at the bump again here.
I think it's probably easier. I think it is probably. I think the bump is probably the easier shot coming in there.
I mean, we've seen it curl enough that certainly you could play the out-turn draw and wrap it around there.
That yellow at the top 8.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The shot is there. It's there. But we are in the 9th end. That is directly on the slide path. It's probably not the easiest shot right now.
They're rushing. I wonder if they're just about out of time again.
Troy did go out there. Umpires on the ice watching the clock. Looks okay. I think they got enough time.
Pierce just looked back at the clock and doesn't seem too panicked.
He's okay.
15 seconds.
1-5. That's a
1-5.
That's a little tight. This is a very, very important shot.
Nope. Chief umpire is coming out and saying he did not make it. This could be interesting.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Team Craig, 2023 BC Senior Men's Curling Championship, 3rd year in a row.
He finds a way to do it, doesn't he?
He just finds a way to win. So thank you, everybody, for listening in. That was an absolute pleasure to spend the afternoon with you.
The Canadian Championship will be held December 4th to 10th in Vernon, just down the road from us.
Vernon,
Kelowna.
BC, yep.
And we were talking about Tom Boucher. He was the 2021 winner of this event.
2021?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Tom.
Anyway, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We hope you enjoyed the final of the BC Senior Curling Championship from the Langley Curling Club. The winner of the men's event, Team Craig from the island, and for the ladies,
Team Gushlak.
Team Gushlak from
Royal City.
Royal City Curling Club.
I believe it's Royal City. Correct me if I'm wrong. With Danielle Shaughnessy from Kelowna.
Again, on behalf of Lindsay Shannon, Administration Manager for Curl BC, producing this broadcast this afternoon. We look forward to maybe seeing you back later in the week. BC Curl BC, when they come to you live streamed from Abbotsford Curling Club and the club championships.
Starting next
Tuesday evening.
Today's Sunday. 2 days.
2 days.
2 sleeps. 2 sleeps, and we'll see you again.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.